What a season Nuno Mendes is having. A Champions League, Nations League, League One, and potentially even the Club World Cup. He has dominated on both attack and defence, scoring crucial goals in big matches and minimising the impact of world-class players. What makes him so great is his positional intelligence, along with his ability to use his body and speed while defending, and his ability to drive forward with the ball to break lines. In this video, we will be analysing these traits of his. First, we will look at his attacking ability. On this play, we can see that Vitinha is in this pocket of space. He then begins to drift backwards into the space Nuno Mendes is in, so Nuno has to move. He moves to the space Vitinha was just in, which creates a rotation. This is effective because we can see that the Spanish player follows Vitinha, which opens up Nuno in space, all thanks to the rotation. He receives the ball, then he stops it and sees the Spanish player sprinting towards him. Anytime a player sprints at you, then all it requires is a touch to accelerate, which is what he does here, and then shoots low and hard into the far corner, which keepers often say is the most difficult shot to save. Another thing Nuno does very well is keeping his body open. On this play, we can see Nuno backing up to be an option, but notice how he does it. Some players will open up and face their body towards their own goal, and this means they can't see and play forward easily. Nuno backs up with his body facing forward across the whole pitch, so now when he receives the ball, he can see forward and quickly spot a great pass between the lines. This trait of always keeping his body facing the pitch that helps Nuno be more effective attacking. In this play, we can see Nuno again, back up with his body facing forward again, but this time what he does is a bit different. Notice how once Lamine comes to press him, he goes for a 1-2. When building out the back, a 1-2 as a fullback can help break the lines because typically when teams press, their front three will be pressing the back line and they'll have one midfielder on the defensive midfielder. The other two midfielders, like in Portugal, are both higher up the pitch, so there is a gap between the lines. As a fullback, if you can draw the winger in and then play a combination around him with the defensive midfielder, you will have enough space to escape him behind, and that is exactly what Nuno does here. Here, we can see amazing awareness from Nuno. We can see that as the ball goes to his teammate, he scans once to see where Lamine is coming from. Then he scans again shortly after his teammate touches the ball. These two scans in a short amount of time gave him information on where the pressure was coming from and how much time he had. After, he takes a final scan and sees Lamine coming hard, but notices what he does. The pass isn't hit with much pace, so he waits for it to come, which invites the pressure. Then since he scanned before, he knows where to turn and can accelerate out with a change of speed. Change of speed is a big aspect of Nuno's game because, since he's so fast once he's slowed down the defender, he will be able to accelerate away from him easily, like he does here. Nuno uses the same change of pace on this play to create a goal. As he receives the ball, he stops it dead. Then, notice how he accelerates past Lamine. He steps to the right, which is beneficial because it fakes out Lamine, but also he generates more power and speed by stepping to the right and then accelerating, so it helps him blow by him. Neymar used to do this a lot, and it's very effective in beating defenders when outside and standing still. This allows him to put a ball into the box, which eventually lands to Ronaldo for a goal. Nuno, along with his driving ability and ability to play short, can also play long balls. On this play, Nuno receives it and plays it across the entire pitch to his teammate. We see Trent do this a lot too, and the reason why it's so effective is it's unexpected and completely changes the dynamic of the attack. Many teams will shift over a lot once the ball is out wide and leave the opposite side open. The reason for this is that a ball will rarely be played from one flank to the other, and it's also tough to execute. Most teams will expect it from a midfielder, but rarely from an outside back, and this ability can create attacking opportunities, as Portugal is now able to create a dangerous opportunity. Now we will move on to Nuno's defending. On this play we can see a key aspect of Nuno's defending, which is patience. Notice how when the ball gets played outside, Nuno goes out to pressure, but he doesn't try and lunge in and get the ball. A lot of fullbacks get caught out here by going for the ball, And this can cause danger, as now centre-backs will likely have to step out of position to cover, which means the backline is vulnerable. Nuno not going for the ball gives the winger difficulty dribbling, so he is forced to play a ball down the line. As a fullback, you'll take that because your main priority is to contain, and if they decide to try and beat you, then you go and win the ball. We can see in this play that as Salah receives the ball, Nuno doesn't lunge in and waits for Salah to make the first move. Then, notice how he wins the ball. As a defender, anytime an attacker tries to accelerate past you, putting your body across them like Nuno does here is the best way to win the ball. The reason is that you slow the attacker down and you also have possession of the ball. Here Salah takes the touch and Nuno gets his body across and can win a free kick. This technique is used by every great defender and is like a cheat code. Now we will cover Nuno's anticipation. This skill is arguably the most important for defenders, and we can see it on this play. We can see Nuno is in the box marking this player, but as the Spanish player receives the ball and looks out wide, notice how Nuno already starts moving towards Lamine. He anticipates the ball and moves early to where it's going, but the reason he is able to move early is his player was picked up by his centre-back. If he was still marking the player in the box, he wouldn't be able to go early as he did because all it would need is a little fake. And then this player is wide open right in front of the goal. In this case, it's safe to go early and he is able to intercept the ball, but sometimes it's not. An example of this can be seen in this play. You can see Nuno originally starts to go wide, but then comes back inside. The reason is he is marking a player centrally, so even if he strongly believes the ball is going outside, if he overcommits and the player plays it centrally, then the player he's marking has a free shot on goal. In this case, Nuno realises that it's not wise to go early, but once his player notices how he quickly closes the player down and limits the danger. This shows the understanding and intelligence of Nuno, as it's these decisions he's making in a split second, which seem to always be correct. We will end by touching on his positional intelligence. As said before, he has very impressive awareness and intelligence to adapt his position relative to his teammates. For example, on this free kick, we can see that it goes high up to the left wing. The reason is the winger has come inside into the half space, which means there now needs to be somebody to maintain the width. The midfielder is deep with the backline, so Nuno knows going high is wise to maintain the shape and organisation. This, as seen with the goal he scored in this match, can confuse defences and open new opportunities to attack.